Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today? My name is Arbiter Freak 2. I've made lists that are similar to this with the top 5 games of 2014, but I've never made one that was the top 5 free games of 2014. So here we are with this list. If you feel like changing anything, or if you think something should be changed, or if you disagree with something, or you think something should be added, please let me know in the comments. Here we go. For number 5, yes, I didn't really want to start off this list with a horror game, but I feel like that's what I'm going to do. This is SCP Containment Breach. I've had a lot of fun with this game. I actually did a gameplay and commentary of this game a little while ago, which is still on my channel, but I've had a lot of fun with this game. I think it's pretty well done, and it gives a lot of substance, more so than you'll find in, I'd say, the average horror game that you'll end up paying, you know, 20, 30 bucks for, which I think is really impressive. So as far as free games go, this is a really nice, simple, fun game, and it is completely empty of all microtransactions. Maybe the graphics aren't the best, but it doesn't matter. It's still creepy nonetheless, and it gets the job done. For number 4, we have Warframe. So don't get me wrong, it has recently been released on the PlayStation 4 and just now the Xbox One, so you may be thinking, oh, this is for the consoles only. No, this originally was a PC game. So it's always been on the PC, and it's really fun. It's really fun. It's a great game with, actually, there's a decent amount of things to do. There's a lot of different quests, and the gameplay is very fun. It's exciting. It's very fast-paced. If you're a fan of first-person shooters and you want to give third-person shooters, I guess this is still a shooter. There's like blades and stuff, which is cool, the mixture of weapons and swords and stuff. But if you wanted to give a third-person shooter, I guess, try a third-person action game, then this is definitely a game that you should check out, because it is similar in concept, but it's still a third-person game. Great graphics, great gameplay. The only really big problem I found with this game is there's a lot of microtransactions, and you can really unlock most of the items that you could just buy by paying $60, but you still don't get everything, and it kind of ruins the purpose, because you're basically paying for the game and you don't even get the full game. So the free game by itself, it's still fun, but if you go and actually look at all the vast amounts of things you can get for paying, it kind of ruins it. It kind of feels like you're just playing the demo, and really to get upgraded weapons and such, you have to pay for it. That being said, the overcomplicated and overwhelming microtransaction system, well, even though that's there, it doesn't change the fact that this game is just very, very, very fun. So it would have been higher on the list, but the microtransactions kind of ruin it. Anyways, number 3, we do have Team Fortress 2. Now, on the consoles, this game is not free. Although you buy it with a bunch of other games, like 3 other games, in the orange box, it's still not free. On the PC, this game is 100% free, and can I tell you, it is a good deal for being free. It's a really fun game with surprisingly good graphics, really fun gameplay. If you play with a group of people, it's really fun. It can be, you know, if you want it to be a casual game, then it can be a casual game, but if you want it to be competitive, then it can definitely be competitive. It's just a good time. It's a very well done game, as Valve usually delivers to you. A great game, very solid, and I can't really say much more besides it's just an average first-person shooter with something about it. Maybe the graphics or just the style just makes it really fun, and I mean, really everybody who's played this, I think, has definitely enjoyed it. Number 2, there is Planetside II. I was really torn between this or the number 1, which we'll get to later, but Planetside 2, this game is massive. Now, there is microtransactions in this game, unfortunately, but it's not a huge part of the game. You don't have to buy things with real money to do extremely well in this game. I play this game a lot, and it's really unique. I mean, it's great as a first-person shooter by itself, but that's not just what it is. It's FPS MMORPG, something like that. Maybe take out the RPG. servers with, I don't know, 300 or so players, absolutely massive maps, huge battles. I made a video of just gameplay over music, where it was just a giant battle that me and 100 or so players had together. And it was really incredible. It was really incredible, especially as a first-person shooter. And it just flows so naturally, and you don't really see it happen. And even if you go and play Battlefield and, you have a firefight with, your team of 30 or 60 or whatever, this totally dwarfs it. And the fact that it's free compared to all this, good graphics, great gameplay, and a strong community with just a lot of players on all the time, it's a great game, and it's free. That's what I like the best about it. Now, there is a fairly large skill gap. If you don't play this game often, or you just start playing, you're not going to do well. You're probably going to do pretty poorly, but there are ways to play the game, especially if you roll in a squad. There are definitely ways that you can still do well even if you are a new player. So, number one, I was introduced to this game fairly recently, but I've become so enticed with it, and it definitely, I would pay a lot of money for this because it is so much fun. This is League of Legends. Now, before I heard of it, well, I've heard of it for a long time, but before I played it, I was just like, oh, that game, don't a bunch of super nerds play that game? Like, I don't want to be one of those guys. But nah, it's really not like that. Maybe it is like that, but this game is so fun. It is so fun. At first, I don't know, it took me a few games to get into it, but then once I got into it, I got really, really into it. I have a great time playing this. If you want to go on a lower difficulty against some AI, it can be very casual and fun to do with your friends or whatever. I always suggest doing it with your friends, and if you want it to be really intense and exciting, raise the difficulty on the AI, or go and play against real players with all sorts of skill levels, and you'll just have a really good time. There's so many different combinations of characters you can play as, with the different items and the different skills and the different ways you can play this game. It's just a lot, but once you figure out how it works, it is so fun, and I definitely recommend at least trying it to anybody. I recommend playing with people for sure. It makes it a lot funner, but even if you're going by yourself, this game is just a lot of fun. Now, there are microtransactions in this game, but you can earn things by just playing the game without actually spending money. The only time you're actually going to end up spending money is probably just buying a skin for your character, which will just change your appearance, obviously, and it doesn't really do much else besides that, which is great. If you want to buy a new champion, you can usually do that with the money you earn from just playing games and earning experience. And besides that, besides champions and skins, there's nothing else that you can actually buy for the most part. Everything else seems to be pretty unimportant. So that's basically the game. And, well, obviously I didn't just explain the game, but I explained why it takes the #1 spot. There's so much in the game, there's so much you can get out of it, and you can do this for years and not explore every aspect of it. A lot of hard work put into it, and it's constantly changing. It's not like there's going to be a League of Legends 2. League of Legends, the original, will just keep updating over and over with free updates, and it'll remain free, and it's free. And that's really awesome. You don't pay any money, and you can get into it and get more, it has more playability than so many games I've played that I've spent $60+ on. So anyways, this is what I think is the top 5 free games of 2014. I'll probably make another list for this sometime next year. Thank you so much for watching. Remember what I said in the beginning of the video. If you have anything to comment, please do that. Be sure to leave a rating and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Freak2. It's been like 4 days since I made a video last, which is pretty sad. If you're watching this point, thank you. I need more people like you, and I'll be sure to try to get back on schedule as soon as I can. Been a busy week, so Destiny's coming out Tuesday. Try to get some gameplays of that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.